Welcome to my review of Zenless Zone Zero, the latest release from HoYoverse's. It's been a long wait since we first glimpsed this new universe 2 years ago, and now after the success of Honkai Star Rail, Zenless Zone Zero has finally arrived. So let's get started with this review. Zenless Zone Zero introduces us to New Eridu, a vibrant metropolis teetering on the edge of post-apocalyptic reality. The city is brimming with life, charm and a surprising lightheartedness given its dystopian setting. From the delicious street food to the quirky robot helper bunnies, New Eridu offers a rich tapestry of experiences that draw you in and keep you engaged. But before we get carried away by the charm of New Eridu, it's important for me to acknowledge the elephant in the room, its gacha system. Longtime fans of HoYoverse will find this familiar, yet newcomers might feel overwhelmed by the multitude of currencies and merchants at play. With items like Master Tape, Boopons, Polychrome, Bang Bucks, and Denny's, the game's economy can be daunting. This complexity, combined with the ever-present monetization tactics of gacha games, poses a challenge for those prone to impulse spending. So if you struggle with impulse control, this is definitely not the game for you. Despite these concerns, HoYoverse has a reputation for being more generous than many other gacha developers, and this generosity extends to Zenless Zone Zero. While the odds of pulling high-ranked characters remains as challenging as ever, there's enough to keep players engaged without constantly worrying about spending. Now, let's talk about the city itself. New Eridu is a place that feels alive and dynamic. Incidental quests and events pop up as you interact with the city's residents, adding depth and variety to your experience. Whether you're coaching a bangbo in soccer or taking photos of street cats or hacking to repair a faulty robot, there's always something to do. The city's cohesive aesthetics and the thematic consistencies provide a comforting sense of familiarity, even as you explore new districts and uncover hidden secrets. And one standout aspect of Zenless Zone Zero is its urban fantasy aesthetic, which blends elements of the 90s with a modern twist. VHS tapes, vinyl records, and even the golden age of hip-hop all contribute to the game's unique vibe. This nostalgia is combined with a sense of abstract internet made physical, creating a world that feels both fresh and familiar. Our main characters, Bella and Wise, are a breath fresh of air in HoYoverse's lineup. Unlike the protagonists of Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail, Bella and Wise are deeply rooted in the culture and community of New Eridu. As co-owners of the Random Play video store, their brinkering sibling dynamic adds a relatable, slice-of-life element to the game. Their dual identities as proxies, taking on dangerous commissions in extra-dimensional hollows adds a layer of intrigue and excitement. And the exploration of these hollows is conducted through the Hollow Deep Dive system, a tile-based board game that has sparked mixed reactions. And while it does offer some strategic depth, it's also a bit slow. HoYoverse has addressed some of these concerns with the accelerated playback mode, which helps to speed up text, voice, and animations. The Hollow Deep Dive system allows for the creation of complex scenarios that keeps the gameplay interesting and challenging. And the game's combat draws inspiration from titles like Street Fighter 6, as the combat system emphasizes feedback from the animation frames, perfect assist, and time dilation during perfect dodges. This creates a satisfying and dopamine-inducing rhythm that keeps you engaged. Plus, the readability from combat, even amidst the chaos of projectiles and elemental effects, ensures that you always feel in control. And the characters themselves are another highlight, as each one is designed with a clear role and visual cues that make their abilities immediately understandable. Whether it's Coletta's giant hammer or Lycon's werewolf-inspired gear, there's no mistaking what each character brings to the battlefield. The game's core mechanics are straightforward, enough for casual players to enjoy, but there's also plenty of depth for those who want to master the intricacies of team composition, attack rotations, and elemental interactions. However, the game's targeting system could use some improvement. Characters often lock on their nearest target or refuse to switch, which can be very frustrating during strategic moments. Despite this, the overall combat experience is elevated by the fluidity and excitement of the battles. And one of the game's strengths is how it balances accessibility with complexity. Unlike Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail, which can overwhelm players with stat percentages and intricate mechanics, Zenless Zone Zero keeps things straightforward. This makes it easier to understand character kits and abilities, reducing the barrier to entry for new players. That said, there is an abundance of things to upgrade, from disk drives to W engines to the Bangbook companions. This means more grinding for materials and potentially settling for suboptimal buildings if you're unlucky with your pulls. For those who enjoy granular character builds, this will be a welcoming challenge. However, it might be daunting for others. The game's role structure also involves a lot of loading screens, which can break immersion. While the areas you explore are rich with activities and details, the frequent transition can be jarring. Additionally, the lack of some quality of life features like team presence and comprehensive combat statistics in training mode can be frustrating for players who appreciate these conveniences. In terms of story and character development, Zenless Zone Zero excels. The dynamic comic book panels used for storytelling brings the characters and world to life in a way that static models and text banners can't. The narrative, filled with political intrigue and beautifully animated cutscenes, keeps you hooked. However, the game does have a time system that limits how much you can achieve in a day, which can often lead to a cluttered quest log and back objectives that might dampen your motivation. Zenless Zone Zero also features a multitude of ways to enhance your characters and gear, which can be both a blessing and a curse. The game's economy is intricate, requiring you to balance various currencies and resources to upgrade your characters, equipment, and companions. This leads to a significant grind, especially if you're aiming for top tier builds. One of the standout features of the game is its disk drive system, as each character has a set of disk drives that can be customized with different modifiers, and this allows you to tailor your abilities to your playstyle, and adds a layer of strategic depth to the game, as you'll need to consider which combinations of disk drives best complement your team composition and the challenges you're facing. The process of obtaining and upgrading disk drives can be time-consuming, but the payoff in terms of enhanced combat effectiveness is worth the effort. Another key element of progression is the W Engine, a modular system that lets you enhance your character's abilities further, and this is done by equipping the W Engine parts. You can boost your stats, improve skills, and unlock new abilities. The system also encourages you to continually refine your setup, creating a sense of ongoing growth and improvement. The W's engine versatility means that there's always something new to try, keeping the gameplay fresh and engaging. In terms of endgame content, Zenless Zone Zero offers a variety of challenges to test your skills and the limits of your character build. And the hollow raids are a prime example of this, featuring difficulty encounters that require precise coordination and strategy. These raids are designed for experienced players looking for high-stake challenges, and successfully completing these yields valuable rewards. The sense of accomplishment from conquering these tough battles is immense, making the effort worthwhile for those who enjoy pushing their limits. In addition to hollow raids, the game also features various seasonal events and limited-time content that adds further depth and variety. These events often introduce new storylines, characters, and gameplay modes, keeping you engaged and providing fresh content to explore. Honestly, HoYoverse's track record with Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail suggests that Zenless Zone Zero will continue to receive substantial updates and support, ensuring a steady stream of new content for players to enjoy. But this game is not without its flaws, as the game's targeting system can be frustrating and the game's reliance on frequent loading screens can disrupt the flow of exploration. Additionally, the time-limited nature of daily activities and the cluttered quest log can often feel restrictive, especially for players who prefer a more open-ended approach to gameplay. Moreover, the gacha mechanics, while more generous than other competitors, still pose a significant barrier for those players unwilling or unable to invest in microtransactions, as the constant need for new characters and upgrades will often lead to a sense of pressure to spend, which of course does not sit well with everyone. Despite these drawbacks, Zenless Zone Zero shines in the ability to create a world that feels alive and worth exploring. The blend of urban fantasy and retro aesthetics gives the game a distinct style that sets it apart from other titles. The characters, with their rich backstories and unique abilities, are memorable and engaging, drawing you into the stories and the overarching narrative of New Eridu. The game's soundtrack and voice acting deserve special mention as well. The music, a mix of hip-hop, electronic, and orchestral elements, perfectly complement the game's atmosphere, enhancing the immersion. The voice acting brings the characters to life, adding depth and emotion to their interactions. This level of production quality is a hallmark of HoYoverse and is fully realized in Zenless Zone Zero. In my opinion, this game is a compelling addition to HoYoverse's portfolio, offering a rich and immersive world filled with engaging characters and deep gameplay mechanics. While it does have some imperfections, the game's strength far outweighs its weaknesses. For me, the game is an 8.4 out of 10. If you're a veteran of gacha games or a newcomer looking for an exciting new adventure, Zenless Zone Zero is something I can recommend as it is very fun. As always, thank you for watching till the end. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a great day.